You ever bite into a sandwich thinking you've earned a quiet moment, only to hear your doorbell hammering out Morse code for trouble? That's exactly how this started. One minute, I'm elbows deep in mustard and peace. The next, I open my front door to a woman dressed like spinach and ambition, waving a clipboard at me as if it's a badge and she's about to handcuff me to my own doormat. She had the kind of haircut that threatened to turn you in for jaywalking and teeth so sharp her smile could cut through drywall. Trailing behind her is this poor guy, Trey, clutching a duffel bag like a kid waiting outside the principal's office. Across the street, two concerned neighbors deadhead their geraniums with the intensity of FBI agents on stakeout. The woman introduces herself, Mara, self-appointed queen of the Community Compliance Committee. She says, "We're here to place Trey." Like he's a UPS package. I just stare, still tasting my sandwich, and ask, "Place him where?" "In your spare room, obviously," she answers, as if this is a thing neighbors doloing out bedrooms like sugar. She launches into this script about urgent safety needs and how the board can assign community placements. I almost laugh, but my face just freezes. I've read every inch of those HOA documents, enough legalese to stun a moose, and nowhere do they say, "Host a stranger named Trey in your guest room." So I say, "No, not rude, just flat." Mara's smile loses all its warmth now. It's all gums and threats. She's scribbling something on her clipboard without looking. She says I'm refusing a board directive, and I say, I'm refusing to let a total stranger with a duffel bag sleep in my house. Trey, bless him, looks relieved, like he was hoping I'd say that. He quietly offers to call his cousin instead. Mara just doubles down, takes a step closer, and suddenly the air smells like a perfume counter in a war zone. Then comes the kicker. She throws out an accusation that I'd been evicted before moving here. Loud enough for the neighbors to hear, like she wants the whole street to know. It's a lie, of course. I moved down my old place by choice, left the place spotless, got my entire deposit back. I've got the email receipts to prove it. But even if I had been evicted, that doesn't give her or the board the right to treat my house like an Airbnb for the HOA. The exchange gets hotter. Mara quoting rules she can't actually find, me pushing back and offering to read any policy she wants to email me. When it's clear I'm not backing down, she says she'll be finding me and reporting me as unfit for the community. I tell her I'll be appealing anything in writing, and by the way, if Trey's getting a key, I need his background check. At this point, Trey is ready to sink into the sidewalk. After they leave Mara stomping, Trey apologizing with his eyes, the concerned neighbors scatter. I shut the door and realize my sandwich now tastes like adrenaline. I'm the kind of person who alphabetizes receipts for fun, so I grab my HOA binder and double-check the bylaws. Section 4.2 is about emergency repairs for common areas, nothing about forced community placements. I type a letter to the board, deny the request, show me the actual policy, produce the meeting minutes, and stop spreading lies about my supposed eviction. I send it by email and certified mail because in HOA land, proof matters more than truth. Next morning, there's a ticket on my door, $100 a day, fine for failure to cooperate. There's also a new policy printed in Comic Sans, referencing section 4.2 again, and with more typos than a teenager's text message. No signatures, no vote, no contract for Trey. They're making it up as they go. I send more letters, this time to the HOA's lawyer and the property management company, copying everyone who ever breathed near a budget line. Calls start rolling and neighbors pretending to be worried, suggesting maybe it'd be safer if someone stayed with me. Subtle as a brick. Then, they leave a folding chair labeled Neighborhood Patrol Post on my strip of grass, like my front yard is now a checkpoint in a suburban war. I move the chair to the sidewalk, take the sign inside as evidence, and start screenshotting the next wave of online Rumors Anonymous posts about the eviction house. I do not reply, but I screenshot everything. 2 days later, the fines go up, no, $250 a day, plus a fake set of emergency meeting minutes and signed, dated after Mara's porch performance. They're papering over their own mess. I finally get Bryn, the property manager, on the phone. She's all business, tells me there's been no official policy adopted, and if anything gets left on my private property again, I should call the police for trespass. I start to feel like someone finally remembers what boundaries are. That evening, a local kid knocks she's been paid to distribute flyers about me, blurring my house, but making it obvious to everyone which one it is. The flyer says owners with troubled histories should cooperate. I pay the kid double his rate to hand over the whole stack, tell him not to deliver anymore, and send photos to Bryn and the HOA lawyer. Next, there's an emergency town hall at 7 a.m. by the mailboxes. Mara rallies the crowd, and the board president Deacon, suit too sharp for the hour, accuses me, in not so many words, of putting the community at risk. I interrupt, ask about the open meeting laws, point out they can't invent rules at a mailbox rally. Some neighbors actually clap. That's when things start to turn. Other owners chime in, we patrols in our houses. Why not hire real security? Why is a night presence worth all this drama? Someone points out the obvious. Vandalism calls for cameras, not bunk beds in our guest rooms. Mara slips, admits she just can't sleep unless someone's on patrol. Deacon starts to lose his crowd. Bryn steps in, no more placements, no more fines, no more flyers without real meetings. I feel an enormous, precise relief, like someone just opened a window in a stuffy room. Later, two neighbors from the finance committee drop by with a folder of budgets and some nervous energy. Turns out, the community outreach budget has been covering everything from flyer printing to stipends for volunteer patrols, aka Mara's nephew. Trey wasn't even cleared for security work. This was all a workaround to call him a guest volunteer. We connect the dots. If they could get just one owner to host him, it'd set a precedent. Then they could bully everyone else. So I file complaints, one with the state, one for defamation, and I start a recall petition. I walk the neighborhood, tell my story, show my deposit refund email. I hear all kinds of drama, trash, confines, cookie-based favoritism, real-life mean girl stuff. But more people are on my side than I expected. By the end of the weekend, we have enough signatures for a recall. The vote comes. Mara's out, Deacon's out, and a new board steps in. They issue a public retraction, apologize for the rumors, correct the budget, and the fake patrols. I win a small claims case against Mara for defamation. Trey gets a real job at the hardware store, where nobody asks him to sleep in strangers' homes. My house finally feels like home. Weeks later, I find a check for the court judgment and a note. I thought I was protecting what I loved. I forgot we love people, not power. I'm sorry. I file it away with my receipts. The spare room is quiet now, except for family visits. The cone I rescued from the patrol post, it holds extension cords in my garagea trophy of sorts. So here's my question for you. What would you have done? Would you have caved to the clipboard or stood your ground? Drop your thoughts below. Tell me, where do you draw the line between safety and control, between community and overreach? Because let me tell you, sometimes the difference is just a spare room and the will to keep it your own.